My. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. I don't know what I'm gonna file this particular video under, whether it's gonna be message to the black community or Are You a Good Parent series. I don't know which one of those series that I'm gonna upload this video to. I'm really at a loss for words. Why am I at a loss for words? Here we go again. Same old song, same old dance, same old ish. We have a mother here who apparently, and before we get into this, because what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take y'all to a few exhibits, like I always do. Take y'all to a few posts, let y'all read a few comments. That's a new thing I'm about to start doing. I want to start going into the comment sections, because like I always say, and I say this at the beginning of all my videos, this channel is geared toward the black community. Why is that? Because I'm black. And clearly, very clear to the world that black Americans have a serious problem. And the problem that black people have is, at this point, I'm starting to believe it's spiritual. Well, I ain't no believe. I know it's spiritual. And until we turn back to the Most High, and I want to be clear, I say this channel is for the black community, but it's mostly for the black man. Why is that? Because the black man is the one who gonna have to come up with the solution. It's not gonna be in the black woman. Am I disrespecting the black woman? Am I down talking the black woman? Of course not. She is just as important in this as the man. But the man is the head. The man is the logical one. The man is the one of structure. And the man is the one of discipline. So the solutions is going to have to come through him. This is not a gender war channel. This is not a bash black women channel. That's not what this channel about. This channel, first and foremost, is about bringing the black family. That's one of my solutions, because this is a channel. We don't do that over here. This whole blaming, woe to me, because I'm none of that. We come up with, this is a solution based, a solution oriented channel, and the solution starts with the black man and the black woman, not the black woman and the white man, not the black man and the white woman, but the black man and the black woman coming together, coming back together as family. But the most important thing is turning back, because everybody, whether you or whether you or your siblings or your parents, somebody in your family as a black man or woman who have Christian roots. That's just a part of the black DNA, to be believers in Christ and believers in God. And we understand that the world is under a strong delusion, under a strong influence of the devil right now. So a lot of our people have turned to this foolishness called crystals and new age and ancestors and all this universe and all this foolishness. And this is why a lot of us are cursed. Clearly a lot of black people are cursed. The proof is in the pudding. These things are not happening by chance. Clearly a lot of black people are cursed, because, and the scripture told us what was going to happen to us if we didn't obey the laws, decrees, and commands of the Most High that He gave us in Scripture. All of them. A lot of people like to speak about, well, when Jesus came, we don't have to follow the law no more. Jesus debunked that in Matthew 5:17 through 20. A lot of our people can't even put the pork down and the damn seafood. That's why a lot of them going through the sicknesses that they going through, the spiritual issues that they going through. Because if you eat pig or if you eat shellfish, you good chance you overweight. And not just health wise, these animals are not good to be eating. It's a spiritual thing. These animals are scavengers. They eat anything that falls to them in the bottom of the river, talking about seafood. And a pig will eat anything, dead or alive. Could have bugs and maggots. They'll still eat it. And so when you ingest these type of animals in your body, whether you believe it or not, this is why you have no self-discipline. This is why you. This is why you can dwell in a filthy environment, a filthy car. This is why you can dwell in that without being uncomfortable, because we know cleanliness is next to godliness. Because your spirit is all off track because the item that you put in your body that the Most High told you not to put in your body. But that's off the subject, so I'm going to get back into the original subject. I don't want to get off topic. Last week we had an issue that's just coming to the surface today. I don't know why. I'm just hearing about it. And it's just really coming to surface of a black lady who was staying in Florida. And we're going to get into who this black woman was. God bless her family. My condolences to her family. It's sad that her children are going to have to be raised without a mother. But we're going to get into who this woman really is. We're going to speak about the issues that's going on in the black community that has nothing to do with white people, blue people, green people. We also, once again, as I always say, this is a solutions-based and solution-oriented channel. We're going to tell you the solutions to these issues, right? Now, you can follow them or you cannot. It's your choice. But my issue is the people who would really grinds my gears, quote unquote, is how people will come on these platforms and air out their grievances and act like they care and all this stuff. We diving in all that in this video. We go in the comment section. We gonna speak on a whole bunch of different things in this particular video. And like I said, I'm not sure yet whether I'm gonna file this video under "Are you a good parent?" or am I going to file it under "Message to the Black Community?" Or maybe I may just make it a separate video and focus just strictly on this topic. I don't know yet. I don't know what's about to come out of my mouth. This is not a scripted channel. This is a freestyle channel. I speak off the top of the head, off wisdom. I have no education. I speak strictly off wisdom, right? From the Most High, right? So let's get into this situation. Of course, like I said, I'm gonna give my commentary. I'm gonna let the video play, and after that video play, we'll go to the other exhibit that I have, and I'll speak on that and I'll end. But the thing about it is this. So this woman, just to give y'all a brief overview of it, I'm gonna let these morons that's about to speak that I despise and have a deep repugnance for. This is a young woman who was quote unquote a manager in fast food. Nothing wrong with that. We've all been. Well, I ain't gonna say we've all, but I've been there before. I'm not. I want to be clear. I'm not down to nobody that work fast food. When you get a certain age, and certain things are happening like in your life, like you have children and all that. There, fast food is, in my opinion, fast food is for women and teenagers. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. But if you're not in a certain position in a fast food restaurant, it's not gonna really help you out. But when a lot of these women stay in these fast food jobs because they can't put the blunts down, and in order to get good jobs these days, you have to pass a urine test, right? That's number one. So like I said, I'm gonna break this down. I'm gonna let them tell y'all. They gonna try to put a bow around it though. But I'm gonna expose who this woman really is, not for no particular reason, but other than to show y'all, to give people an understanding of why these things are happening, why they're going to continue to keep happening until we make a change. We have the key. No one else does. Black people have the solution. And like I say, the solution is going to have to come through the black men turning back to the Most High. And then God will give them the wisdom to fix their situation. Give them the solutions like he gave me and like he's given other men who come back to him. And not the black preacher. Because majority of these preachers, not all, but most of these liberal preachers, they not called by God. They just some person who got a theology degree and they a pimp now. They're a poverty pimp. get lie to people, twist scripture. Majority of these preachers do not understand scripture. This is why they telling people that the laws is no longer still stands, which is Jesus clearly debunked that. Like I said in Matthew 5:17-20, and I'm not gonna get off into that. Let's get back on the subject. And I do that a lot. If this is your first time listening to me, you'll understand everything in the conclusion. And so this young woman have, I believe, 4 children, ranges from the age of 3 to 12, 2 to 12, something like that. They gonna say it, if I'm wrong. And they were supposedly playing, right, on a property that did not belong to her. And the owners of the property asked them to leave. Now, we know we've all been children before. Now, some children are respectful than others, but at the end of the day, it's all about what you are being raised and around in your home. A lot of these children, man, and we can play this game. We can play this game all we want to play it. I don't play games. Like, I don't. This is a pro truth channel. This is not a game playing channel. We can look at this woman and see. We always know they make get the sweetest pictures. We can look at this woman and see, not only from looking at her lifestyle will tell you everything that you need to know. She had all of these children and no husband, right? And for you to have some children from those ranging from those ages playing and you don't know where they are. When I was coming up, of course, I come up in a 2-parent home. I made mistakes too, because my daddy was away a lot, but I still came up in a 2-parent home, and I understood certain values that I had that my friend that didn't have a father had. I mean, I had that my fathers who didn't have, my friends who didn't have fathers didn't have. For example, we wouldn't just go playing, especially at that age, on no one property unless our families knew them and it was cool. It was an understanding. Our parent knew their parent. We didn't just go play on people's property. We didn't do that. Because when you do that, especially in the day and time we living in the now, that can be very dangerous, especially in a state where it's stand your ground laws, it's castle laws. If you don't know what a castle law is, that means if anybody on your property unannounced that you don't know, you got the right to kill them. You actually got the right to defend your home. It's called a castle law. It's not in every state, but it is in some states, right? But let's go back to this. And so her children are outside, she's in the house. I've dealt with these type of women before. For you to have your children, and the oldest one is 12, so he was the one probably who was supposed to be supervising them, which is what a lot of these parents do in the black community. I've seen it. I've dated these women that the younger child, the older sibling, is the parent. Why they do whatever they want to do, whether they in the room closed up smoking dope, whether they in the room closed up with some random dude who about to impregnate them or again nut up all on their forehead, all this foolishness going on, and they got the older child being a parent when that child is supposed to be being a child. And we're going to see this young man in the video, and I'm guessing he the oldest, and you can see which spirit is up on him. And I'm not going to get off into that because he's a child, but you can see any black person, because certain people have an eye for things. See, a lot of these other communities, they can get fooled by this whole, but I'm a black dude. And I can look at this young man and I see the spirit that's on him, and it's understood because why is that? He's coming up in an area. He's coming up probably in a low budget area, in a neighborhood that's not top of the line, because his mother is working in fast food, so she can't really afford much. Probably on Section 8, she have 4 children, no husband, no man around, and he's raising himself. Not only is he raising his siblings and himself. You know who his father is? Kodak Black. NBA young boy, Lil Dirt. That's his father. Guys who promote violence, guys who promote disrespecting black women. That's who's raising him. And when you see him, you can see that spirit on him. Like I say, if you come from that type of lifestyle, if you a black person, you can see that spirit that's already on him. And like I say, I'm guessing he's the oldest, which is 12 years old. right? And here is you have, of course, Ben Crump, the ambulance chasing hustler who cares nothing about black people. I really despise this man because he cared nothing about black people. Because if he did, like he in this video saying, "Oh, say her name," why don't you say the young black men and women name every day who is getting gunned down in black communities in the inner cities? Or if you don't want to say their name, how about you say those children name that's being shot by stray bullets every single day in inner cities across the United States from stray bullet because some guys was outside their house or in their area shooting bullets, having shootouts, gunfights, and a bullet just so happened to go through his house while he's playing his Xbox, minding his business, and kill him. Why isn't his name said? You never hear these people talk about that. This is why I despise Joy Reid. I despise Tiffany Cross. I despise Ben Crump. I despise Barack Obama. I despise Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. I despise all of the members of the Democratic Party, especially the black ones, who so-called love black people, because these are not the issues that they speak on. But when there's a situation like this, when there's a police killing a black person, a white person killing a black person, oh, it's hell to pay the cross. It's all. I can't understand how black people is still falling for this. I just can't. I just can't. I'm trying to wrap, because black people say that they the smartest people on earth, and I can't understand or wrap my mind around how they still being played. How they still being played, and not saying, hold up, if you care so much about black people, Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton, why don't you be in these neighborhoods speaking on black violence? You made enough money. You should be in. Why ain't y'all helping with people, with young black men to go to college? Why aren't y'all doing any of those things? But yet y'all telling us it's the white man doing this, the white man doing that. But yet, as we know with the Black Lesbians Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement, these women told y'all, these gay black women told y'all that it was the white man who was oppressing y'all and the police who was oppressing y'all, and yet they went move right in the neighborhood with these people. This is the people who they moved in the neighborhood, and also they have white bodyguards. These are this, and what they have done is they have learned, especially because they black, they know how black people have a very, 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 very low emotional IQ. So we gonna play on their emotion, and it's so crazy that they have been doing this for so long. Now I'm talking about people have made millions of dollars off this. And then you got Benjamin Crump, who get on TV, and in this video he even acts like he shed a tear. He is actually shedding a tear, but it's a tear of joy, because they want black people to continue to be angry at white people, angry toward police, so police can continue to kill them, white people continue to kill them, and guess what? They can cash in big bucks, because they can't cash in on no black on black crime. If you cared about black people, Barack Obama had the greatest chance of anybody, because he had the highest office in the land. He could have been on his high horse every day telling black communities how they need to build their family back together. 70% of our children are born out of wedlock, which is the real issue in our community. He could have been going against abortion, yet he was seconding it. He was behind abortion. He was a promoter of abortion, which is, black women are the number one abortionists in if that's a word. Black women commit more abortions in America than any other race. A whole generation of black people have been murdered in the womb. Black on black crime. He could have been talking about this every day to black people, even took, because black people, I call him the fallen Messiah. The reason why I call him that, black people thought that he was going to save them. They thought he was the second coming of Christ. Jesus' son, that God sent him, and yet he didn't do nothing for black people unless you was gay. Went against all God laws, so we know God didn't send him. Now we know the scriptures say that all all things are created for a purpose. Even the wicked are created for a purpose, for a day of disaster. The scriptures say that. So of course he was created for a purpose, all right. And like I said, Barack Obama was a test for the black church. Of course, most of them failed because they looked past that all of his laws that they looked past of all of the things that he was signing that go against God because he was black. Oh, forget he support gay rights and he passing gay rights and all that, and forget that he pro-abortion and forget all that. He black, and God just was so God. I'm talking about a lot of people failed that test, but like I say, let's get back to this subject. And so, with all that being said, I'm gonna let this video play, and of course, I'm gonna chime in. These people don't care about black people, man.
Last Friday, around 9 p.m., Ajike A.J. Owens, a mother of 4, was shot and killed by an unidentified woman in...
Rule number 1, never ever listen to Joyless Joy Reid. This woman hates herself. This woman hates black people. Let me say that again. This woman hates herself, and she hate you, black man. She hate you, black woman. She don't love you. Anytime somebody lie and pander to you, that's not love. That's not love. Continue on.
Ocala, Florida. According to civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who is now representing the Owens family, AJ's children, who are 3 to 12 years old, were playing in a field next to an apartment complex when a 58-year-old white woman allegedly began yelling at them to get off her land and calling them racial slurs.
Now let's stop there. Now clearly we know that the things being taught in these schools, CRT, which is basically telling white people that they're evil, black people that you're victims, all of the racial tension and all of the racial stuff going on. We know that when this white woman who came out her door and asked these children to leave, like we don't know because we wasn't there. No one knows what happened because we wasn't there. But let's just use our brain that God blessed us with. Let's put the emotions to the side, which is something that black people have a very hard time doing. And when you overly emotional and angry, you can't think straight. But let's put the anger to the side for 1 second. Put our emotions to the side for 1 second, and let's look at this for what it is. We know that this woman didn't just come outside of her house. Let's be for real about it. Let's be honest. This woman did not just come, unless she had some type of death wish. This woman did not just come outside and see some little black kids in the yard and start saying, "Hey, you nigger, yeah." That's not what happened. Let's be real now. Let's keep it a brick. Let's just keep it 1,000. But what happened was she came out of her house and probably asked them, "This is my property. Can you guys please leave?" And they got into one of those disrespectful because not only is it they probably disrespectful because they don't have no home training, because they don't have a father in the home, and these women cannot teach children home training. They can teach it, but they can't enforce it. So 9 times out of 10, these children start going off at the mouth and probably disrespecting the woman, cursing the woman out, calling her a cracker. That's a big time word they use toward white people in Florida, and saying all kind of stuff. And because, like I said, a lot of these children are angry. They're very angry because, for one, their father is not in the home, and for two, the mother is angry because she under all this stress raising these children on her own, right? And so she's at these low paying jobs where she's overworked and underpaid, so she's angry, right? They're angry. They stay under the influence of something, and if they don't got that, or even sometimes when they under the influence, they still angry. They impose their will on their children, and so this is why you have children who are in school bullying other children, because they are angry and they duplicate the anger that is imposed upon them by their single black angry mothers. And as we can see in that picture of the woman, we can see what type of woman this is. I mean, let's not. I mean, come on now. Let's not. And most. I'll be honest with you. Most black people are at that point at this time. A lot of them are angry. because a lot of them was raised without their father. A lot of them didn't come up in the best situations, and they never found God. They going to they getting on drugs, they doing alcohol, they going to every other channel but God, and God is the manufacturer. So nothing else can fix you but the manufacturer. Other something can put a band-aid, but the only person who can actually heal you is God. But they not turning to him. They turning to the ancestors. They having sex with multiple men. All this stuff going on. So these black women are angry. Not all of them, but most. And so that's what probably happened. The woman came, told those children, and they got disrespectful. And maybe she started saying something afterwards. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just being honest. This is not taking nobody's side. This is what I think. I do not believe in Florida that a white or nowhere in the world. Now, do they have it? Does it happen? Of course it does. But I don't believe at the time that we living in right now where white people is under a lot of racial pressure that a white woman, 58 years old, gonna tell some 3 black children that they niggers and all this type of stuff. I could be wrong on that. Right? I could be wrong, but let's let the video continue.
According to Crump's statement, the children left, but accidentally left behind an iPad, which the woman took. When one of the kids tried to retrieve it, the woman threw it, hitting the boy and cracking the screen. Ms. Owens walked across the street to speak to the woman.
That's hard to believe. And then here she say the mother walked across the street to speak with the woman. First of all, let's go ahead on and call a spade, and not call it a club, a diamond, or a heart. A black mother, single black mother, once again, who is already angry. I will bet my life that this is an angry black woman. Why am I saying that? Because her lifestyle tells me that she's angry. She got all these children and no man. She's in fast food. There's a good chance she's an angry black mother. I'll be willing to bet every dollar that I have on that. But either way, whether she's a good black mother or an angry black mother, guess what? Her children come home and tell her that a white woman kicked them off her yard. That's enough right there. If the woman wouldn't have said nothing but just told them to leave, she was coming with that drama. But we gonna leave that out. They come tell her mama, a woman just called us, kicked us off her property, called us racial slurs, and when we went to go get our iPad, she threw it and hit us with it and broke it. Everybody that's in their right mind that's hearing my voice right now know that this black woman, who, like I said, is a 9 times out of 10 an angry black woman, and these black women, you can look at them and they might cuss you out because they angry, right? And you being to tell me that she went back to the people, to the white woman house to speak to her? No. She went to that woman's house hooping and hollering, and and you know, and that goes another, and that's another thing. That is another thing that shows there was no man around, right? It was no man around. Not only was it because some people, well, what if he was at work? No, it was no man around. If he was a man around, he was one of these low value, low frequency Negroes. Because see, if a situation would have happened like that with me in my home coming up, what my mother would have done, she would have went home and waited for my father to either get home, or she'd have went home and got my father and let him take care of that. Why is that? Because if she would have reacted, she would have probably overreacted. Because women can't control their emotions. And so women, real women, like my mother, they understand that they can't control their emotions. So in a situation like that, where they know that they might overreact, let me wait for my husband or let me go get my husband. But we know today, baby mama culture is the big thing in black community. Get married, nobody want to do that in the black community. We just want to have babies. So, of course, she didn't have a man. So we know that when her children came and reported to her the thing that this joyless Joy Reid just said, if they're true, allegedly, she was doing anything but going to speak to that woman. It was hooping and hollering.
The Crump's office says when she knocked on the door, the neighbor allegedly shot her through the closed front door. The bullet hole is shown here in photos provided by Crump's law firm. Owens was shot and later pronounced dead at the hospital. The shooter responsible has not yet been identified, arrested, or charged. The family held an emotional news conference today to demand answers and, importantly, an arrest. The Marion County Sheriff's Office also held a press conference today. They did not confirm or deny Trump's account, but they did say they know who the shooter is. There had apparently been an ongoing feud between the shooter and Owens about her children. The sheriff also shared that when Owens came to the shooter's door, there was a heated exchange before Owens was shot through the door. At least 2 of the children may have witnessed the shooting. Joining me now in their first interview is Pamela Diaz, the mother of A.J. Owens, A.J.'s son, Isaac Williams, and Ben Crump, the attorney representing the family. Thank you all for being here, and I am so sorry for your loss. I've been sick about this all day, to be honest, since I heard about it this morning.
Yeah, you sick about that all day, but you're not sick about the black children that's being murdered in the womb every day. I believe it's somewhere upwards of 1,000 or more black babies are being murdered in the womb. That doesn't upset you, Aunt Joy Reid. It also doesn't upset you that the black on black crime in Memphis, Chicago, Florida, Atlanta, Houston, Louisiana, New Orleans, New York, LA, all over the United States and inner cities of the children that's being killed by stray bullets or the black on black crime that's out of control. None of that bothers you, right, Joy Reid? But some woman that you do not know who was allegedly killed by a white woman, it just got your soul in shambles, huh? Yeah, I bet.
So I'm so sorry for your loss, but I want to just make sure that I got all of those details correct, Ms. Diaz. Is there anything you want to correct about the way that I told the story?
Thank you, Joy, for the opportunity to speak with you. I would like to say that, yes, there was an iPad left behind. My grandson, the daughter of Ajike, did go back to retrieve it. The woman, Susan, did have it. The white woman, Susan, had it, would not give it back to my grandson. An item was thrown at him. He went home to tell his mother, as any normal child would do.
Yep.
As a parent of any child hearing such news would go to the adult home to ask what happened. She simply knocked on the door. The woman shot her through the closed door with her son, 9 years old, standing next to her.
Let me ask you about the...
Yes.
No, I'm sorry.
My daughter did, as I said, any parent would do. Want to talk to the adult to find out why she had his belongings, why she threw items at her child. She simply knocked on the door, was unarmed, no weapons, just wanted answers.
She might have was unarmed. She might have was unarmed. She might have didn't have no weapon. I do believe that, and I do agree with that. But as we can look at this young woman, first of all, look at this young man. Look at him. Look at this young man. He got to be the oldest, as we know that she said the oldest is 12. Look at him. And we all can see the spirit that's over him. We all can see it, if you got eyes to see. But that's not here or there. He probably don't know who his father is. Even if he do know who his father is, he's probably a degenerate in the streets, thugging in and out of prison. And these are the women, these are the men that these women love. Why is that? Because it's a kindred spirit. And as you can look at her, you can see she is an agent of chaos. You can look at this woman and see, as the mother just said, no, she might have wasn't armed or had a weapon, but the chaos that she had brought to that woman's house. And I want to say this here in her defense. Granted, after you didn't just been updated that your children have been basically attacked, because the woman threw the iPad at them, that's a form of assault. It broke the iPad, called them names. You have the right to be irate, right? And of course, you don't have no man in the home because you chose to reproduce over and over and over with degenerates. You had to go take care of yourself, and as a woman, you're not good in those type of situations because you get overly emotional. So although you didn't have a weapon, the drama that you was talking and screaming through that door, and of course, these people once they said what they said or did what they did with your children, of course they seen the children. They were looking out the window to see if the children was gonna leave, and they seen the children probably go home, and they seen you coming a mile away. And soon as they seen you coming, they got their gun. And there's a good chance you was banging at the door, kicking at the door. I'm talking about instead of calling authorities, we know what you was doing at them people door. And whoever want to play that game like they didn't know, once again, I'm not justifying it, but we understand that in Florida they have stand your ground laws and they have castle laws. So this woman may or may not even get charged. I don't know, but that's not what I'm talking about. So you went to that woman door, causing the ruckus, and the woman, it looked like the door wasn't the best door. She probably was scared you was gonna come caving in, and she shot through the door and took your life. And then it is what it is. It's sad for the children, but I mean, hey, I mean, the curse passed down. You didn't do things the right way and get married. We understand everybody make mistakes, but you continue to do this to continue to bring children in the world without a father, meaning a husband. You didn't get married first, and you continue to do things wrong, and you curse yourself, you curse your children. Now the curse is being passed down. Now your children don't have a mother; they're gonna be raised by their grandmother. They're gonna have a lot of money because, of course, Benjamin Crump is involved. So it's gonna be a huge payout. But then again, you never know because I mean, at the end of the day, who are you going to sue? This ain't the police didn't do it, so who are you actually going to sue? So I don't know what y'all end game is with this, but because we know it's more than a woman getting arrested. Is y'all want money, and of course y'all gonna start a GoFundMe, right? And people all across the world gonna. So y'all gonna. I don't know how much money he's going to get, but going off the young man who was in the young man who went to the door to get his siblings. I made a video about that a couple of months ago, and he was shot by a white man, I believe in St. Louis. If I could be wrong about that, but I believe it was in St. Louis. He raised like I think $2 or $3 million. So of course your children is gonna get a whole bunch of Roblox money and Minecraft money and Fortnite money. Your black mama right here who was all about money. That's why she's putting the emphasis on white woman. It shouldn't matter the race. Your daughter is dead. But clearly it doesn't really matter about that because a good chance she is a good chance the curse was started with her, or maybe it come from her parent. Was a good chance she was a baby mama, so now her daughter is a baby mama. And I hate to say it, but this woman's children probably gonna be baby mama because now they don't have a mother, and of course the father ain't around. So we know grandmothers can't raise children. We know grandmothers don't raise children. We know that. Let's not play this game. And majority of the children in our black community today are being raised by grandmothers. And we know how that turns out. But I'm going to let them carry on. And, of course, I'm going to chime in.
Wanted to speak to another adult regarding an incident involving her 9-year-old son who was standing next.
And let me ask you about this because the sheriff has tried to portray this as a feud, but these are little kids, these are babies that are playing, which what kids are supposed to do. It is your understanding that this woman called the children rape.
Now, see, that works for liberal whites because, see, liberal whites don't know no better. And they have white guilt, so they'll buy nonsense like that. But black people know, I know, and any black people know that's listening to this. Of course, they may be emotional now, and oh yeah, but we understand that the average 9-year-old, and if you think I'm lying, go through the average inner city. These 9-year-olds are not the same 9-year-old that y'all that people thinking about maybe in the 80s or the 70s, who used to watch Disney World and play with dolls and be children. These 9-year-olds today shooting dice, they playing with guns. These 9-year-olds that's coming up these days in the hood without a father are completely outrageous. So in age they may be babies and children, but the way they act and how they disrespectful, how they violent, they're thieves, they go in your yard, they breaking house, they doing all this at 9 years old. I know. They in the hood doing it every day. I stay in the hood. This ain't no, oh, I'm reporting to you live from the suburbs. I stay in the hood. I know what these quote unquote elementary and middle school children are doing and the chaos that they causing in the hood. And that's like I said more than one time. He apparently is the oldest at 12 years old. And you can see what type of energy on him. You can look at him and see if you black. Now, of course, white liberals who Malcolm X warned us about, who are a complete joke, they'll look at something like this, and there's a lot of times they're the ones who donates all this money, because a lot of those white liberals, they don't like you, black man. Don't let black man and black woman, let me be clear with y'all. White liberals hate you, but they act like they like you because they want you to stay in your position, because if you get in your rightful position, understand who you are, they understand what's going to happen to them. And I'm not talking about nothing violent or nothing, but the benefits, like I always tell people, it's not the white man holding you back anymore, the Jewish man, nobody. But I tell you this much, all of these people are capitalizing off your foolishness, black man and black woman. Whether it's you want to look good and stun on your, whatever it is that you do, they are benefiting from it, because that's who get the money for it. But that's another story for another day. Let's stay on topic. So I'm going to let them play this. I'm going to let them continue, and of course, I'll chime in.
Racial slurs. I'm assuming I know what racial slur that you mean.
The N-word,
Of
slaves,
course.
other profanity.
So let's rewind this back. Let's rewind this back real fast in what she just said. Now that because like I said, we gotta, because this getting funny now, getting comical now, right? Now we're gonna go back a few minutes, a few seconds. Now she said, of course, we know the age old N word. So this white woman was calling your grandchildren slave. Like, come on, bro. Like come on, bro. Like, really? I'll buy the N word. I'll buy that. Just for the sake of argument, and just to get, I'll buy that. She said, "Oh, you N word, get off my." Okay, but slave, like, come on, bro, be for real, bro. Like, be for real. Some of it, we know all these children got. We know everybody today. Let's not play this game either. We know everybody today. Children come straight out the womb. They got cell phone. They got devices, and these parents gives this to these children because that's the parents. That gets them out of that leaves them alone. The tablets are raising these children today. Soon as they come out the womb, between three and up, the parents is not doing. They doing whatever they doing, locked up in the room smoking dope, locked up in the room with some Negro, who having sex with them, about to they doing whatever they want to do, and the tablet and the devices and the gaming consoles is the children's parent. That's what keeps them out of their hair. So, if these children were ranging from 3 to 12, if any of this was happening or anything was said, this would make me don't believe it. Somebody would have had their device out recording. Somebody was going to be, one of those children is going to record this. Let's be for real about it. Let's not play games, bro. Let's not play these games, but that's why I don't believe none of this. But I want to go back and let you and hear what this woman lied and said that, oh, they was calling him N-words. And like I said, I give you that. But the woman was calling y'all slave. Like, let's be for real now. Let's not add no more chocolate on this Sunday. It's too much. It's already too creamy, bro. Stop it. Go back here. Enjoy read. Yeah, I know the racist slurs. Yeah, I bet you do. The same racist slurs you hear in your family reunion all throughout the day. Give me a break.
Slaves, other profanity. B words, you name it. This was not the first incident.
Racial slur that you mean.
The N-word, slaves, other
And of course, the young man, like I said, once again, you see him shaking in here, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Give me a break.
profanity. B words, you name it. This was not the first incident. This has happened numerous times.
Let me go to you, Ben, because I lived in Florida for a long time. I have had to knock on and ring the doorbells of neighbors for, issues regarding our kids. That seems like the most normal thing that a mom would do. If there's ever a problem, our kids would come and get me or their dad, and we would go and talk to the neighbor. That is the normal way the world is supposed to work. But now in Florida, you have stand your ground. And I can't imagine kids could trick or treat in Florida now, because it's too terrifying, because there are people who would shoot anybody that they see coming at their door or on their driveway. How is it possible, though, that with the door closed, this woman can have access to the stand your ground law? How can you say you're standing your ground when there's a closed door between you and the woman, the mom, standing outside?
Because these angry black women like gorillas. She probably was about to knock that door down and scare the hell out of that woman. That's why. Joyless Joy Reid. The same thing you would do if one of those angry black women was knocking at your door. But guess what? That won't happen, because you know why? The people who you say oppressing black people, you stay right next door to them. The quote-unquote white man.
Your door with a 9-year-old child.
Oh, not now.
Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good.
Or with a 9-year-old child.
Joy Reid, it is asinine when they try to justify this unjustifiable
No, brother, you asinine, and the way you talk.
killing of this mother of 4 who was killed in front of her children. I mean, it is heartbreaking on every level. And the fact that they have not arrested.
Stop lying, brother. It's not heartbreaking. You had a celebration before you went on this live. Every time stuff like this happen and you get a phone call, you and your family go celebrate over steak and lobster. Because you know why? You know it's another big payday for you. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's not heartbreaking. If it don't happen again, it'll be heartbreaking. If you start telling black people the truth or what they need to do to avoid these issues and be proactive instead of reactive, that way you wouldn't be getting no money no more, that would be heartbreaking for you.
This killer is appalling. We know, Attorney Thomas and I talked about, if the roles were reversed, there is no way they could tell us they would not have arrested a black woman from shooting a white woman through her door. She could have called 911. She could have did a...
That's another issue I always speak on, and it's off the topic, but I want to just say this. That's another issue I always speak about with black people. They always begging to be treated like white people. They begging for quote-unquote equality. Why would that happen? You got to ask yourself, the power that be, whether it be the white man or the Jewish man, have did what they needed to do in this country to place themselves in power for generations to come, right? Why would they share that with you? Why would they say, hey, you know what, we're going to share? Why would they do that? This is why I tell blacks about the liberal whites. They talk a good game, but they not going to share nothing with you. Equality is never going to happen. Black people are going to have to get in that mindset that time is coming for the ones who want to be a part of that. A lot of these Negroes, they can't be helped, but for the ones who are and who can be helped, and the ones who have their own mind, the ones who free thinkers, and the ones who believe in the Most High and follow His laws and commandments, are going to be put in leadership positions, and they are going to be in rulership. A lot of these Negroes ain't gonna make it because they too busy begging for equality. You begging for equality from a group of people who have never played fair. So why would they start now? And I'm not doing the whole racist thing or the whole woe to me is black, I'm a victim. What I'm saying is these people came over here with a plan. Colonized America, they came over here with a plan, and guess what? It's still working for them because they understand economics. Black people don't. They understand 50-year, 100-year plans. Black people don't. They understand community generational wealth. Black people don't. They got a few black people who have generational wealth, but they don't understand community generational wealth. And that's something that I speak about a lot in my videos. And to touch on it briefly, community generational wealth is this. Say for instance, I'm a billionaire, and I created a company where I'm a billionaire now, and not only am I a billionaire, like, say for instance, Michael Jordan or somebody, and I got revenue to the point where it's gonna last for generation after generation. But I'm not empowering nobody. So I have that generational wealth for my children, their children, and maybe 2 generations after that. But what happens with that 5th generation that get money and that inherit money and don't know what to do with it, and they mess it all up? Now my generation as the Jordans got to start all over again. Cause say the 4th generation sells the Jordan brand for a large lump sum. And if you notice that, to say something on that, if you notice anytime one of these companies, quote unquote a black company, whether it be BET, whether it be Dr. Dre Beats, they always end up getting bought out by a white person or a Jewish person, because these people understand generational wealth, whereas we don't. So we'll see that big number and say, hell, we gonna sell this off, right? Not understanding that you just cut you and your family out of a generational wealth position. I remember a couple of years ago, the Rooney family, which owns the Pittsburgh Steelers, the oldest brother offered all his siblings $800 million to sell their stock in the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they all denied because they want this to continue to stay in the family. These other people understand 50 to 100-year plans. And going back to the community generational wealth thing, like I say, to touch on it briefly, if your 5th generation mess up all the money, now guess what? They got to start all over. Whereas these other people don't have to do that, because even if the 5th or 6th generation mess up their particular generational wealth that was set up for them, somebody who look like them or has already been empowered in another company or give them opportunity, whereas it won't give anybody opportunity. But because the person look like them, the same skin color, it's not racial, it's cultural. They understand that person's pain. They got a brother that look like him. They got an uncle that look like him, a son. So they'll give him an opportunity, and he'll be able to start from there and move forward to create the generational wealth again. Whereas in black families, hell, the 5th generation gonna have to start all over from scratch, because the 1st generation was so focused on his family instead of creating generational wealth with the community by having black owned and operated businesses that can move forward and invest in other and building other businesses up. Like, bro, listen, America for sale. And the money that black people spend on cosmetics, designer, jewelry, foreign cars, we should be buying. We should have our own dealership. We should have our own designer brand. We should have our own everything. And that way the money would be able to continue to circle in our community. But yet we giving it to the Arab, the Middle Eastern, the Jews. We giving it to all of them. There's no way that a Jew, there's no way that you shouldn't have, it's no way that you don't have no record label that's owned by a black man when we the ones who making the best music. Every rapper you see, they may have like, you got the QCPs and the Master P, the P Diddy, but they is not the head man. It's somebody above them, and that's a Jew. It's no way that 2 sports, NFL and NBA, just to name a many, just to name a few sports leagues, the NBA and the NFL is dominated majority by black. There's no way that should be headed by a white man, which both commissioners is white. It's just no way that should be happening. But black people have a mindset of employee. They have a socialist mindset. They have a mindset of, I'd rather play for the team, where everybody else got the mindset of, I want to own the team. Right? And so that's one of our issues. So we got to start focusing on community generational wealth. And we get in a position of where we can create generational wealth for our family, we need to start reaching out to other black that we may not even know and create them connections by creating companies and employing them so they can create generational wealth. That way, in future references, our generation do fall off, their generation will still be on, because we put them on 5 generations ago, and they'll be able to give our people an opportunity because we look like them, like everybody else doing. They'll be able to perform the same nepotism that other communities are able to perform, because why? They understand not just generational wealth for their family, but they understand the community generational wealth for everybody who looks like them.
Other things, Joy Reid, than to use deadly force, and it is unacceptable. And we can't send this message that it is okay in America to shoot black people for ringing doorbells like Ralph Yard in Kansas City, or now like Ajike Owens in Ocala, Florida. The wrong message, America.
Ms. Diaz, tell me about your daughter.
No, the wrong message for America is that black people are victims. That's the wrong message. And if we is gonna put that message out there, let's let's add context to it. That a black man or a black woman have a better chance of being hurt or killed by somebody who look like them versus any other race. The numbers do not lie. So if we gonna put that message out there, America or wherever, let's add context to it that a black man and a black woman enemy in America is somebody who look like them. Not is either somebody who look like them or themselves killing the babies in their womb, killing each other. It's not a white man in a police outfit or regular working outfit. Doesn't matter. It's the black on black issue is the real problem, Benjamin Crump. I always say black people, I use the analogy as a house. The black community, black America is a house, right? The leaky faucet in that house is police brutality, systematic racism, white supremacy. But you know what the fire in the bedroom is? Fatherless home. 70% of our children are being born out of wedlock. 1,500 of our babies are being aborted in the womb every single day. A whole generation of black babies have been killed in the womb. A lot of these issues would be disappear. A lot of our issues would disappear overnight if we turn back to the Most High. And one of the things that the Most High speak about is family. So if we would bring the family back together, had these children had a father in the home, for one, they wouldn't even been on any type of property in the first place without it being vetted to know if it's cool for them to be there. The mother don't know. She don't care what's going on. She in the room arguing with somebody on Facebook, laid up with one of these degenerates, or getting high while the children is being raised by the tablet. She might have didn't even know they was outside. If her father would have been around, that wouldn't have happened. Black on black crime is at an all-time high. That's the fire in the bedroom. That's the issue. And until those things are fixed in black America, we can get ready to hear more and more of these. But guess what? No matter how much this happens, it's still not going to even come close to the black on black crime. Black on black crime so outrageous, they retired the KKK. The KKK retired. Black on black then killed more blacks than the KKK dreamed of. Just imagine being a member of the KKK watching the black community today. Just imagine. Just imagine being a KKK member, especially one that from way from back in the days when he seen that black family was together, black family created generational wealth, they did their own thing, to seeing them today. Man, they probably have, I can't say they have parties when black people kill each other, because if that was the case, it'll be a clan party every damn day, all damn day.
Tell me what she was like.
My daughter was an amazing mom. She lived for her children.
We know, she sure did. You know when she lived for her children? At the beginning of the year when income tax time comes, and when it's time to put their name on the paper so she can get a Section 8 apartment. That's when she really loved her children. We know she loved her children. They all the black mamas love their children. All of them. They don't love their children because they love their children. They at least give them a good home by creating them with a good man and not a thug, not somebody who's a criminal in the street doing things they have no business doing. But once again, these type of women love thugs. They love criminals. And I'm gonna show you why. For one, it's a kindred spirit. They agents of chaos, so they degenerates, so they like laying with degenerate. Number two, if they get with a man who got his life together spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and financially, that puts pressure on them to up their game. They can't just lay up in the house all day and don't clean the house. Lay up in the house all day and don't cook. Lay up in the house all day and filthy howler. Lay up in the house all day smoking dope. They can't do that with a man who owns his stuff because he gonna be pressure to them, telling them what they need to do, get themselves together, and trying to improve them. And improving these type of women is too much pressure for them. They want to continue to have children out of wedlock, get these $12,000, $15,000, $20,000 income tax returns every year, get high on marijuana and all kind of other drugs every day. They do not care about these children, and the number one reason why they don't care about these children is because who they make them with. If you making children with the number one of the main blessings that God can do is give you a child. I don't care if you're a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. If you fail as a parent, you are a horrible person. And you fail as a parent when you make bad decisions about who you let inseminate you and who you inseminate. So she was not a good mother, because if she was a good mother, one of these children's fathers would have married her. And I'm almost positive I would be willing to put my neck on the chopping block that all these children had different fathers. So she was not an incredible person. She was not an incredible mother. She was an evil, wicked, angry black woman who was drenched in sin. And as the scripture saying, I believe 2 Timothy chapter 3, a silly woman who always coming to learn something but never learning the truth. I'm paraphrasing. This is who this woman was. 2 Timothy chapter 3 will tell you who this woman was. And I see it. I see it on her son and her lying mama, who probably was the same.
She was active. She was a cheer mom. She was a football mom. She sent her children. She made sacrifices so that they could attend private school. She was a manager in the hospitality industry, the restaurant industry.
She was a manager at McDonald's. That's what she just said. That private school, that's not the truth. That was a charter school. That's what they call private school today. So let's stop lying. There's no way that this woman have all these children working in the fast food industry, because that's what she was doing. Or she maybe was a waiter, but she wasn't making no money to afford no children to go to no private school. Talking about she made sacrifices. That is a lie. I would be willing to bet if they did a blood test on her, she got more than one drug in her system. I know these type of women, man. I'm not trying to down a woman or talk about the dead, but what I'm telling you is who this woman was and why these type of things is going to continue to happen as long as us as men don't get ourselves in order. Because when we get ourselves in order as black men, the black woman has no other choice. And also watching who we inseminate. That's why I don't know where I'm gonna put this at. Watch who you inseminate, brothers and ladies. Stop letting these anybody dudes inseminate you. As a matter of fact, a woman giving a man a child is the best gift she can ever give him. And a man giving a woman his last name is the best gift a man can give a woman. Why am I saying this? Ladies, especially black women, stop giving the man the highest gift without him giving you his. Get married first. If these dudes don't see fit to marry you, why do you see fit to let them inseminate you? I know why, but I'm gonna let them finish.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't even know how she did it. She is an amazing testament to all mothers in this world.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And Isaac, sweetie.
Not an amazing testament to no woman I would want. I don't want no woman I know for her to be a testament to that have multiple children out of wedlock. So I don't know who she's a testament to. I don't know who she's a testament to by being a mother with no ring. Because we know no man wasn't around, especially no husband, because he'd be on there. It's always the mama, the grandma, and the children. That is the story of the black community. The mama, the grandmother, and the children. Never the man. And it's their fault because they make the decision to inseminate, allow these nothing Negroes to inseminate them. And the man, like I say, he get a piece of the pie too. Actually, he get a bigger piece because you have no business spreading your seed when you're not going to be there. This is why a lot of black men are under a curse. You will be cursed. If you deliberately spread your seed and know you're not going to be there for those children because either you didn't want to be no children, and I've done it. I'm not gonna sit here like I'm an angel. When I mean by I've done it, I've inseminated women that I didn't want to be with. Thank God that it was no children. I'm saying in my younger fallen state days. This is why I advocate and speak against that. Nah, I made mistakes, but thank God no children never came out of, on my part. But a lot of these dudes don't want no children, but they won't have raw sex and inseminate these women, and they not gonna be there, and that's why they under a curse.
I know you miss your mom, but she seemed like an amazing person. And you don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but she seemed like she was very cool. And so I'm so sorry.
What made you seem like she was very cool, Joy Reid? See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. What make you say that she seemed very cool? Because what her mama just said? I mean, I don't see no mama getting on the news, especially in a situation like this, and letting the truth be told. Oh, my daughter was disrespectful. Oh, my daughter was doing this. Oh, my daughter was doing that. Let's see this woman criminal record. Let's get her blood and see what kind of drugs she was on. Not saying that drugs make you a bad person, but let's actually see who this person was. Let's ask some people who this person was that don't have nothing to lose or to gain. She seemed like an amazing person. Why, Joy Reid? Because she was black? Well, why Candace Owens don't seem like an amazing person? Candace Owens actually doing things to wake black America up, even though they hate her. Why all the black women conservative, they don't seem like they amazing people? I know why. Because they go against your narrative and they kill your narrative by telling the truth.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I bet.
Mom, what is going to happen with these beautiful children?
The same thing that happened all across America, even if the mama's alive. Momo is going to raise them. That's what's going to happen. What you think, Joy Reid? You know.
I am going to be the primary caregiver for these children.
And the primary recipient of this big money that you're about to raise via GoFundMe, don't leave that out.
Currently, I reside out of state. I am relocating to Ocala so that I can continue, the children can
Now they look like, now Joy Reid and Benjamin Crump, boy, these people, man, I'm telling you, bro, I despise these people, bro. I really do, bro. And you know, I'm a man of God, so, but I mean, these people, man, these people, man, I dislike these people, bro. Now, of course, they acting like they so hurt, and they gonna shed a tear, but yet, this don't happen for the little young man who get killed by or the little young woman that happened out here a couple months ago, but it happens all over the world where young men and young women is being killed in the streets every day. Young children are being killed while playing Xbox because a stray bullet flew in their house from some idiots gunfight in their neighborhood. No problem with that. Joy Reid and Ben Crump, not only are they not going to shed a tear, they not even going to talk about it.
continue with a sense of normalcy so that they can be in their hometown amongst their friends.
Yeah.
Attend their same school. I just want them to have the life that their mother dreamed for them, that was trying to provide for them. So,
well, thank God for awesome moms, awesome grandmas like you, Pamela Diaz. God bless you. Sweet Isaac, God bless you, sweetheart. And Ben, we are literally turning bullying into murder. And the state of Florida now allows unlicensed people to carry guns and turn caring and bullying and the bullying of children into murder. It is inconceivable to me that this is not immediately considered an arrestable crime. I'm disgusted and sick about it, and about my former state where my children lived. Unbelievable.
But you're not disgusted and sick about the millions of babies who are killed every day in the womb. I mean, the thousands of babies who are killed every day in the womb in the black community. You're not sick and disgusted about the black on black crime that's at an all-time high. You're not sick and disgusted that 70% of our children are being born and raised in fatherless homes. You're not sick and disgusted of, once again, the little boy or the little girl who gets killed because a stray bullet flew into her house while she was on her tablet. You're not sick and disgusted about that issue, Joy Reid. Nope, I know you're not.
Please keep us up to date, Ben. Will you keep us up to date on what's happening?
Absolutely. Let's say her name on the same day that Breonna Taylor and Tyree Nichols would have been 30 years old had they not been taken from this earth unnecessarily. Right. AJ Owens, let's say her name.
Amen. Amen. AJ Owens, God bless her memory. Pamela Diaz, Isaac Williams, and Ben Crump, thank you very much. We'll be right back.
And so, I'm going to bring it in the conclusion with this. As I've spoken in certain video before, it's a race war that's cooking. It's cooking, it's cooking, it's cooking, and it's cooking. And every time situation like this happen, that's just another second that the clock is coming off before that oven beat, and it's gonna have to come out of the oven. This will come to a head. But moving forward, man, we bring our black families back together, man, and watch who we inseminate, watch who we allow to inseminate us. Speaking for the women, these things can be avoided. This woman is gone. As a matter of fact, hold on, before I let this go, I want to go to a section and I want to go to a situation on Instagram. Let's see here. Yeah, because I'm gonna start doing it. I want to go to the comment section. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. Now, of course, I got 2 comment notifications, so I can pretty much guess what that is. That's people who can't handle the truth. But let's go to it anyway. So, of course, this is the post, right? This is my comment. Rule number 1. Never listen to anything Joanne Reed says or anything you hear on MSNBC. The same people who told you that Trump is racist, when we understand that Trump did more for black people than any black leader, white leader, or blue leader have ever done. But I said, wait until the facts are out. God bless that young lady's family. But people fear black people for obvious reasons. And before I go any further, let me expound on that. We the only community. Like, I just don't understand something, man. Like I say, my mind is a little bit different than everybody else. I understand. I thank God for my mind. But I don't understand black people. Don't y'all understand what y'all put forth? Y'all, everywhere y'all go, y'all overly angry. Y'all kill each other. Y'all the only genre of music that rap about killing each other and disrespecting each other women. Y'all the only community that does that. Like, this don't even seem, I can't even believe this. That you actually have a group of people who rap about killing people, brag about who they killed or who died, talk about the people who died. They always overly emotional. Everywhere they go, they fight, causing chaos. They kill each other like flies. And y'all think these other people are not afraid of y'all? Hell, I grew up in the hood and I live in the hood right now, and I'm afraid of some of these Negroes. I'm not afraid of them doing me nothing because I know I'm covered by the blood, but I'm saying, like, I don't go around certain people because it's just certain type of environments, it's certain type of energies that I don't be around because I know what they produce. And I'm saying that to say not all black people are like that. But I'm saying niggas is. The niggas, I stay away from them. And so white people, they don't know the difference. They scared all of us. Because the way they see us portrayed on TV, the way we portray ourselves, it ain't no the way they portray. All you got to do is go on Instagram, go on YouTube, go on TikTok, go on any one of these things and type in black people fight, black people violent. And black people post this stuff. So it ain't, oh man, that's how they portray us. No, this is how we portray each other. This is how we act. And these other people don't understand us, so they scared of us. So let me finish. We have a very, people fear black people for obvious reasons. I just explained that. We have a very low emotional IQ. We very, very, very overly emotional to the point where we get angry. And once we're angry, we don't think straight. And that's the job of people like Joy Reid. Barack Obama, Ben Crump, asked their job is to keep us angry at white people and angry at police. Therefore, we're gonna continue to be aggressive when we around these people, and whenever something happens, they cash in on it. They really cared about us, they would speak on the issues that really affect black people, which I've said 100 times already. Long as we're dragging each other, killing one another publicly, they gonna continue to treat our lives like they are disposable. We need to start focusing on a solution and stop wasting so much time and energy on the problem. We have to be proactive instead of reactive, or these things are going to continue to happen. Oh, and where's the father of these children? 70% of our children are being raised without a man in the home. If there was a man of the house, this would have never happened. Either he would have calmed her down, talking about the mother, or handle it himself. This is issues we need to fix in our community. Until then, get ready for more of this. And of course, my signature I always put is rulership over equality, and I already spoke about that earlier in this video. Stop asking people for rulership. It's not going to happen. That's like going in your house. That's like a child asking his parent, can he share rulership with them in his house? It's just not gonna happen. The people I ain't giving nobody no power over me, because ain't nobody supreme over me but God. But there are races of people in America who have did certain things to get where they are. Strength come in numbers. They and so on and so forth. And so until we do what we need to do, they gonna stay in that position. But for as them just giving us a hand, not happening. But I thank y'all for watching. Like, comment on your thoughts on this, and subscribe, because I'm coming back with it. Deuces.